New digs, this is Go Island. You're watching Go Island. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. We're on location today in Campbell River. We are just outside the entrance of the emergency room at the Campbell River Hospital, the old Campbell River Hospital. And we're going to find out today from the Chief Project Officer and the Chair of the Board all about the new build that has already started. Well, sort of. They've started the parking lot, the temporary parking lot, and they've started renovating a site for the modules that is going to house some people that are going to help with all of the project planning over the next 4 to 5 years. Now, coming up in today's show, we have caterpillars, we have history, and we have stream keepers, and that's right here in Campbell River. So, swimming upstream and counting along the way. You're watching Go Island. I'm Mary Ruth Harris, and we are on location in Campbell River at the new hospital site with Tom Sparrow, who is
the Chief Project Officer for the North Island Hospitals Project, which is part of the Vancouver Island Health Authority.
That is a mouthful. You have to say that every time you answer the phone?
Absolutely not. Definitely not.
Now, Tom is going to be somebody that you get to know because we're going to interview him a lot over the next 4 to 5 years as the projects evolve. So where we're standing and behind us to that ridge is where the new hospital is going to be.
Absolutely correct.
Okay.
Yeah, this whole entire site next year will be under construction.
All right. Now, there is construction currently on the other side of the building behind Marjorie. And over on, what's that other street where the parking lot's going?
That's on 2nd Avenue, and that's just on the west side of the Ukalta Lodge.
And that parking lot is for what reason?
Well, you can see there's lots of parking in this area, and of course, before we start construction here, we have to find a location for for parking for these folks that are both the staff parking that are visiting here or working here, and also the folks that are visiting here. So there's 140 temporary parking stalls going in on the other side of Ukalta.
And the other construction site just over behind the building?
So over on that site, we've got 2 modulars that we're putting in. One of them is actually going to be housing our clinical teams when we conduct all of our user clinical consultation meetings.
Okay.
There's thousands of meetings that will take place over the next 4 or 5 years as we design these facilities, and we work very closely with the clinical staff and the non-clinical staff at both this hospital and St. Joseph's to design these facilities.
Okay.
The other modular is actually part of the decanting process. We're taking down part of the Sunshine Wellness Center, which is you see over there.
Okay.
And the reason we're doing that is we have to have a separate access point for the ambulance to enter over the next 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
While we're constructing on this site. And so we're having to take the ambulance entrance that right now is off Birch,
right,
and we're going to move it over, and they're going to be able to enter off 2nd Avenue.
Okay. As I said, you're going to get to know Tom very well over the next 4 to 5 years as we interview him here in Campbell River and also down in the Comox Valley at the new hospital in Courtenay. So you'll be back in a couple of weeks down south there.
Looking forward to it.
All right, me too. And now we're going to head to Cumberland, where they are celebrating history, and the celebration itself is 125 years. You're watching Go Island. I'm Mary Ruth Harris, and we are on location at the very old Campbell River Hospital, just outside the entrance to the emergency room. This is going to disappear in about 4 years, I guess, and we're going to find out more about that shortly. Now we're going to head to Nanaimo. It's under attack by fuzzy little creatures. I'm Mary Ruth Harris, and you are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4 for the North Island and Powell River. Now we are in location today, on location in Campbell River, and we are on the site, right standing where they're going to build the new hospital here in Campbell River. Earlier we were talking to Tom Sparrow, who is the Chief Project Officer, and now I am joined by Claire Moglove, who is the Chair of the Comox Strathcona Regional District. How's that?
That's pretty good. Regional Hospital District, that's correct, Mary.
All right. Now, Claire, how long have you been in that position?
I'm actually in my second year as the chair of the Regional Hospital District, and I'm in my fourth year as a director on that board.
Now, how many years has it taken to get to this point where we actually have shovels in the ground, even if they are only at the new parking lot?
Well, you know, Mary Ruth, I think that's an interesting question. I think it would probably be at least 10 years.
Wow.
When this whole concept of a new hospital for Campbell River and for the Comox Valley started. And there's been various ideas over the years. The one that we currently have, which is the two brand new hospitals for each community, that started in January of 2009.
Okay. And now this is 2013, so we're talking 4 years, and we have final decisions. We've got shovels in the ground at both locations.
Yes.
And now Tom is explaining the new parking lot is being built over on 2nd. And then over behind this building right here, they're also doing some renovating of the ground to prepare it for 2 modular units. Now, as the chair of the board, what is your role for the next couple of years in overseeing this project?
Well, Mary Ruth, basically the Comox Strathcona Regional District, we are a funding partner for this project. Okay. So we fund 40% of this project. Oh. So the total project is in the range of $600 million for the 2 hospitals. So we are funding 40% of that, or $240 million. So this is a tremendously large project for us to fund. And our role was mainly to approve the concept of the 2 hospitals and the number of bed distributions between the 2 hospitals. Okay. And then also to move the project forward so that we can get the province on board with their funding, because they fund 60%.
Wow, okay. So your 40%, where does that come from?
Well, we have been requisitioning the taxpayers, and that's taxation, yeah. For the last 3 years or so that we would have money set aside, and then the rest we will be borrowing. So okay. I believe at the end, by the time the project starts officially in terms of the actual building of the hospital next year, we will have somewhere in the range of $60 to $70 million set aside. And then the rest will be borrowed, okay. and then paid back over 25, I'm not sure if it's 25 years or 30 years, I actually forget.
Okay, awesome. That sounds very involved. Now, is there going to be any independent fundraising to go along with the taxation?
Well, the independent fundraising would probably be, there's the Campbell River Hospital Foundation, and that's a group that fundraises for particular items that are necessary or
like such as MRI machines or equipment?
It probably wouldn't be an item that large, but I know that they're doing a fundraising program this year for 2013 for a particular item, and they canvass the doctors and the physicians and to see what items would be a particular need in our hospitals. So that would be the only independent fundraising that I'm aware of.
Okay, neat. Now, for yourself, how many years will you serve as the chair?
The chair is a 1-year election, so to speak. So this year I was re-elected as the chair, and so next year in January there'll be another election for a chair again. So it's a 1-year rotation, and so we'll see what happens next year in 2014.
Now, as the project has moved forward, how do you feel about it?
Well, you know, I can't tell you how thrilled I am that we have gotten to this point. When I was first elected to City Council, that was in 2008, this issue had been in the forefront for a number of years, but they had not been able to come to a political consensus right. as to how to move forward. Right. There had been a concept of one hospital, one large hospital, sort of partially in between Comox Valley and Campbell River, but that didn't have any legs. It didn't go anywhere. So our hospital is really old, and it needs replacing so badly, so that when I was on council, it was one of probably my #1 priority issues to try to help move forward. And I do feel that we did an excellent job, City Council, Campbell mm-hmm. River, and the Strathcona Regional District, right. in coming together in the spring of 2009 and making sure, as best we could, yeah. that our new hospital would be state-of-the-art, would have the number of beds would be support the area, and I'm just thrilled that we've gotten this far.
Great. Well, Claire, thank you so much for your time today. We will catch up with you in another couple of months as we start to break ground in other locations on the site.
Well, thank you very
All
much for the
right.
opportunity.
It's
It's
our
a project that I'm just very, very proud of.
Okay,
Thank you.
excellent. Now, we here at Shaw TV on Channel 4, we really like good stories. We like fun stories. We like informational stories. And we especially like this kind of story, inspirational. You're watching Go Island. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. We're on location in Campbell River at the old hospital, standing in front of the Sunshine Wellness Center. Part of that is going to be utilized in the logistical maneuvering for the build of the new hospital, like Tom explained earlier. And now we are going to head out on the road, as Willie Nelson says, on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. You have been watching Go Island. Thank you for watching. I'm Mary Ruth Harris, signing off from the Campbell River Very Old Hospital. You will be able to follow all of the developments over the next 4 to 5 years on the new website that they're launching in under a month. We will keep you apprised of that launch so that you can follow along. And we too will be bringing you stories right here on Channel 4 as each of the new sites develop, both here in Campbell River and in the Comox Valley. If you missed any of our stories today, check it out on Shaw TV North Island on YouTube. Easy to find. And until then, have a great week and we'll see you Friday.